Okay, this
Hi.
is an update from the Kalaga tribe. We are the leaders of the tribe, and we're here to update you about our time in Florida, the stuff you don't see when we adventure.
Oh boy.
So grab your favorite cup of tea or coffee or drink and join us.
So what should we start talking about first?
Maybe just about Florida,
Florida.
because it's not what we expected.
Like why are we here?
Well, that's a whole different
Oh.
question, a little deeper, I would say.
Okay, well we do think about that sometimes.
We do.
But-
Let's talk about that one a little later.
But
Let's start light.
okay, we're here in Florida. I'm working here, inspecting houses. Oh, they know that?
Yeah.
Well, it's been like 3 weeks probably, so
Okay.
it's going steady, and we're like finally starting to get some sort of income here because it just took a couple weeks to do that. So we're trying to settle. What?
Nothing? I said
And
talk about Florida, like the
What?
culture, the vibe,
The
like
culture.
Florida.
oh,
Not like what we're doing here, but
our
Florida.
vibe. Well, our vibe's kind of hectic because we're trying to settle, but we don't know where I'm gonna work
Okay,
every week.
let me start.
Why don't we just restart? Because
Honey. Okay.
we need an interviewer.
No, it's just okay. Florida.
Apparently this was going a different direction.
Okay. I'm just trying to talk about like the
Hollywood.
culture shock and just like Florida
okay.
itself, like the physical
Oh yeah,
of Florida.
there's physicalness.
So
Yeah, it's
the
another-
stuff that I did not expect coming here is I just thought I would be able to speak English and be okay, and we are not okay speaking English here because the majority of people do not understand us.
No say. Mucho.
And that was a big culture shock, is that I don't think all of Florida is this way, just where we are in the most southern part of Florida, Miami and all that area. And it's been really intense because you go to the store, you go to anywhere, and they kind of expect you to know their language, which is crazy because we're in the United States.
Like the Goodwill, Target, anywhere.
Coffee shop,
Little Caesars.
restaurant, most restaurants,
Yeah.
just anywhere. So the good thing about that is because of it's a different culture, we are like celebrities here, which is kind of awesome. I did not expect that either. So everyone's just really open to the kids. They love the children.
Oh
They
my
love
goodness.
us being out with the kids. We get treats everywhere we go, especially when I'm by myself. Like people bend over backwards just to make sure we're doing good and everyone's fine and we know where we're going and we have everything we need. So that's been kind of a culture shock too, because in California you walk out with 5 kids and it's like walls go up or like I don't know, people
Yeah.
just get crazy and make like really mean comments.
Maybe a NorCal vibe. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's like
Anyways.
everywhere, LA or anyway. So anyway, that's been a really nice culture difference, positive culture difference. Anything else?
Okay. How about negative?
Well, just we can't speak with anybody, so we're trying to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could insert my whole like I came here and I learned English because this is America, so I do have that background, and I'm not being sensitive when I say people should speak English because it's America. I've been through it, so that's a whole different story. Anyway, so Florida, I love the weather. I actually didn't really quite expect it to be this way. Right now we're in a tropical rainstorm, which is pretty fun. It's like warm but wet and really rainy. We actually went out
Very wet.
with the kids to take the trolley to
when-
a restaurant.
So, like this morning, it was clear, and then it started raining, and like by this afternoon, roads are already getting flooded.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, it gets pretty intense over here.
The water's nice and warm. The beaches are warm. Nobody's at the beaches because it's their winter, which is ridiculous because it's 85 degrees. But it's nice for us because we get the beach to ourselves,
Hmm.
and that's awesome. What else? Coffee shops and eateries and all kinds of food that you could only dream of, like as authentic as you can get. It's all within like walking distance, kind of trolley walking distance. Take the trolley.
Well, we're in kind of a nice neighborhood too.
Yeah.
Super upscale.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the business executives, I guess, come here to hang out and go out to dinner and wine and dine. It's Brickell is the town.
And
So-
yeah, I actually kind of like it. It's hard. I'll get into the hardships later, actually, as far as like our own hardships. But yeah, the actual Florida itself, I've been liking the weather. I hear in this. Oh, but the mosquitoes.
Mm.
I did not expect the mosquitoes. They're so bad. Usually, mosquitoes are not by the beach, in my experience, because it's like windy. But as soon as it's dark, as soon as it's dusk, they like eat you alive, and it's not fun at all. So we're probably fresh meat for them too, so they extra eat us. um, yeah, I think that's about it about just the Florida itself.
Yeah.
Just a big culture shock.
There's palm trees.
Mhm.
There's raccoons, iguanas.
Peacocks.
That's their little
Oh,
critters around here.
And when you
It's
see a
pretty
flock
fun.
of birds and you think they're just regular flock of birds, you look again and they're a
Mhm.
flock of parrots, which is crazy. That's just like they
Yeah.
just fly around.
Yeah, it's like the city mixed with tropical stuff.
Literally the urban
So,
jungle.
Urban tropical jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's way interesting, and we're glad to be here and to experience it. So we're having a good time, soaking it up, and day by day.
I guess I also didn't expect, me personally, just being in such a huge city. I didn't know what to expect. I should learn my geography better. I didn't think Miami was such a huge city, so I didn't actually really expect to be taking buses to Target and to anywhere I want to go. So yeah, that's been kind of fun and frustrating at the same time. I like watching the kids in the city. They're pretty hilarious.
Yeah, they're crazy.
They like own the city now, or so they think. Oh, now let's move on to just our struggles as we have come. I'll let you answer that one.
Oh, really? I started, but while you guys are kind of stranded, we bought a car, and it's a piece. We bought a car and it went in the shop the next day. So that's our first Miami Craigslist experience.
Ugh.
So thank you, Miami Craigslist, for, I don't know, whatever you're doing. So hopefully that'll get fixed by Monday, and then Rita and the kids will have a car. So pretty much they haven't had a car at all, and it's kind of hard. And I have a little tiny rental car, so I can't really take them anywhere. And I'm gone like as long as it's light, pretty much. I'm out working, and so they're in this cool place, but they're kind of limited to how far they can go with all the kids. So
Which, I mean, we're learning to get used to it and to still make the best out of it. The only problem is public transportation here is free, the trolley and the train. But if you want to take like the city bus, that costs money, and that's the only thing that goes to the beach. So last time I went to the beach, it was like six some bucks because the kids are free, but just to do that on a daily basis is not super realistic. Because for me, I like to make stops along the way and like go to a cafe. Oh yeah, speaking of cafes, I forgot to say that. Um, there's so many cafes. It's like cafe heaven.
It's different.
It's different because it's European, but I feel like that makes it better. Like the
It's definitely, you don't get any. I haven't seen any hipster coffee shop yet.
it's
I
just
don't think
like
they even know
Italian,
what that is.
European, or Cuban. Mostly Cuban mixed with European actually, but it's really good coffee. So, and if you want like coffee as we know it, you have to ask for an American pour over, which is just funny that you even have to ask for that. But that's like if you don't, they'll give you the Cuban coffee or like some intense espresso drink that you.
And it's super sweet always.
Yeah.
I don't think you even ask, and it's just totally sweet
Yeah.
and full of espresso.
Yeah, so it just feels like we're in a different country,
Yeah.
and that's kind of crazy because I did not expect that. I didn't expect to have to get used to a new place, but also like almost like a new country. It's weird.
And people drive crazy. There's fees. Every major freeway has a toll, so you buy a pass so you can pay for all the tolls that you accumulate every day. So you could probably spend like $5 to $8 a day just driving on the roads, and that's just normal. So it's another interesting thing about Miami.
Yeah, somebody said that with like parking and tolls, they spend like over $500 a year just living here.
Yeah. Oh, that's just tolls.
Oh, just
alone.
tolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just fees everywhere. Fees. But yeah, if you're like a foodie, this is the place to be. It's nice. Okay, we're not getting. So yeah, so it was rough. It was rough because of all that, like the different culture, the different language. It was rough because my dad was here for a few days and he rented a car and for a week, and so after that we tried to buy our own because we realized that it was just too big of a place for us to just use buses and public transportation, and it just wasn't realistic on a daily basis. So with having no car, with having just like different interesting places to stay at where we can't walk to stuff. Like there's one time we were stuck in a hotel with nowhere to walk, and the hotel was under construction, so you can't even like really go hang out in the lobby or really explore anywhere. You just go to the pool in your room and the pool in your room.
Well, and it was right at the airport.
Right
So
at the airport.
there's literally nowhere to go.
Like you couldn't walk anywhere. Literally couldn't walk anywhere.
There's probably like some ghetto car auto body shop down the street, but like, and then airport, and then,
I mean, it's ghetto around.
and
You
then
don't want to walk
abandoned
anywhere.
buildings. So,
And then you could see the landing strip from our
Yeah.
hotel room, which our kids loved. But yeah, so it just like
was
things
fun.
like that. We keep moving around every week almost. We used to move around more in the beginning, but now we're more doing like a week at a time, just to try to get to know the area and not
Right.
like we can't afford to just pay it for a month of Airbnbs up front.
well, the company pays for the stay, but you submit like your expense reports once a week. So, I mean, you can spend more, but they're only going to reimburse you like a week at a time. So, it makes it interesting doing that. Because you have to use all your own money and then just wait. So, and we don't really have credit cards to have a huge limit to work with that.
So it's just been a little challenging, but the whole, like, they can give you a hotel, you just have to call them and wait on hold for a couple of days sometimes. Like, literally, sometimes a couple of days. And sometimes you need the hotel the day of, and there's one time we were, like, pretty much homeless for the day because we didn't know where we're going, nobody was picking up their phone. That was kind of stressful. Anyway,
What were we talking about?
it just how the hotels are. So if you go through the company and you book a hotel and you do all that waiting, it's great, but you can't like pick what you can't pick, or you cannot choose. What am I trying to say?
I don't know. You have limited options.
Yes.
So, I mean,
You
if
can't
we
choose what you want.
if we tried to book something in advance, then we might get what we want. And um, a lot of times they move the workers around with the company, so you might not be in a good central spot. Like they might send you like 2 hours away or something, so you usually move to the hotel where you're working to make it easier. But we've actually been pretty blessed to stay in the same area and not have to do that, so we can just drive from our spot. Because like my first spot was down in Key West, and that's like, it's probably almost 4 hours from here. So that would be really far to try to stay here and commute that. So
Yeah, and what I was saying about the hotels, so you don't have to pay out of pocket for those, but you don't get what you necessarily want. And so with the kids, it's just really hard to do that. With the Airbnbs and Bs, you get reimbursed later, and that's how we've been trying to do it the last couple of weeks. But we keep moving around. One, to probably get to know the area, and two, there's only so long you could rebook the Airbnbs and Bs because we have to do things last minute, and we can't book anything for too long because if he does get sent like 2-3 hours away, we have to be ready to go too. So it's kind of like a hard thing, like we're kind of always on the go. This spot right here where we are at has been the longest. It's going to be 12 days of a stay here, which has been so awesome because
Wow,
it's
that's a
right on
long
the
time.
water. But we're on the move again on Tuesday, and then we will see what happens next.
honey, it's hard to do anything with 5 kids in the first place.
I know. But we're doing it.
So living like nomads too with 5 kids is even harder. But
we try to make it like an adventure. I mean, yes, it is. Okay, so I will say this: it is really hard because I have been single momming it on most times. Like, and not only am I single momming it, but I'm still single momming it in a city where I know nobody, in a language that I don't speak. Like, it's just, if I really think about it, it's so intense I could go like kind of psycho. But I'm just choosing not to do that, and I'm choosing to just know that it's better to be here like this than for David to be completely gone, for our family to be completely apart. And for me, that's way better to do that. And David does get breaks here and there if he chooses to take them. And it's been miraculous. Like, the thing when we've needed him the most has been like, just so happens is when he doesn't have as much work to do. So that's been really miraculous. Besides that, I just try to be very hands off and let him do his thing until he is done, and just hang out until he falls asleep. Anything else?
I don't know.
What do we miss about home? What do we miss?
Miss our peeps.
Yeah, we miss our friends.
Miss all our peeps. Don't really miss our stuff that much. That's good.
The other good thing.
Don't miss The Walking Dead, because we get to watch that when it comes out tomorrow, season 8.
Is that our baby? Okay, no,
That's
it's in the hallway.
That's a crazy baby sound.
Honey, we have some crazy babies, but that's not our crazy baby sound.
Sounds like an animal.
Do you know Salem?
Yeah, it's a different animal sound.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
The Walking Dead.
There's something I was gonna say.
What we miss. Miss our peeps.
Yeah. The stuff. It's awesome because we don't have much stuff, and our house actually stays clean for the most part. Like, The messiest it gets is not very messy, which is nice. The kids have like one bag of toys they play with a little bit. And the older kids have their bags of Legos, and they keep in one area in their room, and it's pretty awesome. And they don't seem to like. They keep themselves entertained most of the time, and they seem to not miss like the big stuff. I mean, they see commercials and stuff, and that kind of reminds them like, oh, I used to have so much more, or I want this and this and that. But other than that,
it's pretty
it's pretty
extreme minimalism.
Yeah.
We like make fun of the people who do that, and now we're doing it. You know?
Not really even by choice.
No.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, I guess, because it doesn't really seem like a good choice.
Okay, so I will say the stuff I could do without, but the space is important.
I could use a bike.
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, temporarily.
Right.
But, like, the space where we live, that's important to me because I kind of need my space from the kids, and that's kind of what I figured out. Like, it's just not doable for us to be in one room because, well, we don't stay married very well that way. Or have any time to ourselves. And so just the whole boundary thing is really important when you have lots of kids. So have a big house with no stuff.
Or
that's my
medium-sized
lesson.
house.
Well, you know, whatever, whatever you can afford.
This house seems huge,
Dude,
and
this
it's
house
not
is
even.
huge.
It's not even that big.
It's like 700 square feet, I think.
Really?
I think that's what it said. With that closet in the back.
Which isn't that big for house standards, but it's huge for like an apartment house in the city.
Huge.
So there's
And on
way
the
more
water.
room than we need.
So, anyway, if you have questions, feel free to send them. We could always answer them live. Not live, but you know,
What?
like this way.
How do you do that?
It's not live. I'm just kidding.
Oh, with
just
the
like
bubbles
with
and
the face.
likes.
No, that's like Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did not do the Facebook route. We did the YouTube route. I don't know why, but anyway, we love all you guys and miss all you guys, and we're gonna be posting some more adventures. We just wanted to take a break and just get real for a minute. And yeah, anything else you want to add?
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, bye.
Okay, see you later.